Hello everyone, it's my honor to introduce our project, Emo Eden, applying generative artificial intelligence to emotional learning for children with high-function autism. Autism spectrum disorder is a widespread neurodevelopmental disability characterized by pervasive deficits in socialization and communication, as well as repetitive stereotypical behaviors. Unlike other subtypes of autism, high-functioning autism individuals have normal intelligence, but encounter difficulties in establishing satisfying social relationships due to deficiencies in emotional recognition and expression. This challenge is particularly daunting for HFA children, who often attend mainstream schools, where they painfully realize their struggle in recognizing others' emotions through facial expressions and using fewer emotional expressions to express themselves, resulting in being perceived as indifferent to others. Traditional manual intervention requires high resources and accessibility, which is quite challenging for the children in rural areas and less developed countries. Previous conversational agents, limited by small datasets and predefined rules, have shown unsatisfactory effectiveness in aiding children's emotional learning. These agents lack adaptability in language comprehension for HFA and often express emotions rigidly. Moreover, they struggle to generate personalized content that meets the unique needs of each HFA child. Recent advancements in generative artificial intelligence have opened new opportunities for personalized emotional learning support for HFA children. For instance, large language models can generate high-quality customized textual content for certain conversation scenarios based on user prompts. Text-to-image tools can rapidly generate images of specific characters and scenes according to text prompts and user-defined parameters. These advanced technologies enable the quick creation of tailored textual and imaginary content for emotional training that aligns with each individual's preferences and abilities, thereby enhancing the training's accessibility and effectiveness. To identify the design opportunities for utilizing generative AI to assist emotional learning for HFA children, we conducted a formative study in a special education institute for ASD children located in a city in southern China, which includes observation and semi-structured interviews. We interviewed 5 professional HFA therapists and 7 parents of HFA children, inquiring about the limitations of existing training methods, how generative AI could support HFA children, and parents' expectations for their children's emotional recognition and expression skills. In our observation, we worked with 15 HFA children, including 14 boys and 1 girl, aged 6 to 13. We focused on the emotional challenges these children face and their special interests. We discovered that HFA children have difficulties in recognizing and expressing emotions, both in themselves and towards others. We also evaluated existing training methods, their inspirations and limitations, and explored the special interests of HFA children, such as 3D figures and high-contrast color combinations. Based on these insights, we defined the main functions and strategy for our design. With this foundation, we developed Emo Eden, an AI-driven training tool that integrates generative artificial intelligence technology to provide personalized emotional learning for children aged 8 to 12 with high-functioning autism. Here's how Emo Eden works. Step 1. Setup. During the setup, it is required to provide children's background information. In the user center, parents can upload their child's photo. Personal information including age and name is requested in order to generate personalized conversations. Parents can also provide their child's daily preferences, including favorite foods and activities, and pet phrases, which may be included in the conversation to enhance the child's learning motivation. Children can customize the character to communicate with by selecting parameters for texture, appearance, and color. Before each conversation, parents need to select the emotions to be trained. Provide information about the child's recent experiences, which would influence the plot of the conversation. And select the scenario, which will determine where the conversation takes place. Step 2. Conversation. During the conversation, children can practice recognizing and responding to emotions through emotional interactions with the characters. Emo Eden conducts conversations visually and auditorily. The background images and characters' facial expressions would aid children in understanding the context and the character's emotion. The voiceover button is equipped with features such as speed adjustment and replay to prevent content from being forgotten or misheard. Each conversation begins with the character greeting the child, and the child needs to express themselves through voice input.
Hi, Simon. I am your good friend Coco. Recently, in school, I encountered a memorable thing. I want to share it with you. Are you willing to listen to me?
Yes.
Additionally, the child has the option to choose whether to allow Emo Eden to expand their input. Then character verbally shares its experience with the child, which may involve the child's preferences, such as liking to build with blocks and eating cake. The child needs to recognize the character's emotion based on the context of the conversation and the facial expression of the character, and respond to the character's expression. Before submitting the answers, the child can choose to let Emo Eden expand their short, fragmented input into emotionally enriched expressions based on context.
You are so great.
The tower you built with building blocks is great. I admire your talent.
If the child answers correctly, Emo Eden provides a star as rewards. Furthermore, it provides positive feedback, such as congratulations and expressions of gratitude. The child may sometimes recognize emotions incorrectly or respond emotions inappropriately.
You are too silly.
In such cases, Emo Eden would comfort the child and explain what kind of response is expected, helping the child understand how their expressions can impact others' emotions. Step 3. Summarization. During the summarization, Emo Eden summarizes the key points of the conversation, such as offering advice to the child on how to improve relationships with friends after a recent disagreement. Then the child needs to identify and express their own emotions based on the conversation.
Thank you for your advice. I won't fight with my friend.
Step 4. Assessment. The children's performance in the conversations is recorded in a sheet. According to this, Emo Eden is able to adjust the difficulty level to ensure the effectiveness of training. To assess Emo Eden's effectiveness in assisting HFA children with emotional learning through generative AI, we conducted a 22-day user study, which included tests with HFA children and interviews with parents and therapists. The user study aimed to answer the following questions. To what extent can Emo Eden engage for HFA children? How would HFA children's ability of emotional recognition and expression would be affected by their use of Emo Eden? How does generative AI perform in supporting emotional learning for HFA children? From the 15 HFA children in the formative study, we recruited 10 for the user study. Each child was required to have a parent present during the experiment. We organized our findings from the user study in 3 aspects. 1. HFA children exhibited a high level of completion and a positive level of engagement during the interactions with Emo Eden. 2. HFA children's abilities of emotion recognition and expression have been improved after using Emo Eden continuously for 10 days. 3. Generative AI exhibits strong comprehension, enhanced personalization and diversified generation in assisting HFA children's emotional learning.